I'm Nicole Danielle.
I am Megan Lee.
And this is Romance on the Rocks, where two bookish biddies imbibe. Join us each episode as we imbibe cocktails and read titillating sections of deliciously trashy romance novels. We'll also have bonus episodes from time to time. Let's talk about what our listeners can expect from Romance on the Rocks.
That's a great idea. I love this.
Yeah. What can they expect, Megan?
Well, I think they can expect us to dissect some really lovely novels, and I use the word lovely loosely. They are going to perhaps at some point in time get some bingo cards to play along.
Yes, maybe a drinking game along at home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like you can sit at home, chill along with us, decide if this book is right for you.
We've also talked about doing a spicy Scoville unit for our podcast episodes. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
We had to actually really study the Scoville chart there because it seemed like they had some options for us that weren't necessarily going to fit. Such as bell pepper.
Yeah, lowest of the low, no capsaicin.
Well, you and I have discussed, the whole ketchup at a Mexican restaurant style of spicy, and bell pepper kind of falls along with that. So we're getting rid of the bell pepper. We're starting with poblano. That is our least spicy of our novels. Followed by jalapeno. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. Habanero, you're getting in there. It's a little tasty. And then the last level is Carolina Reaper, because, the level of spice in that might leave you a little dead. But we had the bonus round. Which wasn't really on the Scoville chart necessarily, but your hubby recommended.
Pepper spray for those incidences that should probably not be happening, and the guy should probably be pepper sprayed.
Yeah. So pepper spray, we will pull that out of our back pocket when there is a inappropriate moment in the book, and so it won't necessarily be part of the chart, but just more of a little warning. Perhaps like a little trigger warning for our folks. Yeah.
And we will offer trigger warnings at the start of various podcast episodes, because we are finding as we read our preliminary books that there are some triggering things that are in there. Mm-hmm. And then you came up with the fantastic booby prize. Tell me more about that, Megan.
Okay, so the booby prize. I feel like every romance novel has some sort of reference to the breast. And sometimes it's just her heaving breasts or her rounded breasts or, how her breasts are filling out whatever outfit she's wearing. And I feel like it is appropriate for us to take note of when the breast is first mentioned in the book. And whoever has the earliest mention of the breast gets the booby prize for the week.
Love that. Mm-hmm. Love it. I'm so excited for it. I've been... just anticipating the word to appear in all of the books that I'm reading. I'm like, breast, yes, page 16.
There she is.
There they are.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's what our viewers can expect, just, off the tip of the tongue there. Talk to me, Megan. What do you love about romance novels?
Okay, so when you first broached me with this idea, loved it. But also had to admit I had not read romance novels since middle school or early high school. That being said, it is an incredible visceral memory. One of my earliest romance novel things, my friend Amy and I would walk from the middle school across the street to the library. And we would go to the romance novel section and pick the raciest looking covers we possibly could. And we were shocked that the librarians would let us check these out. 7th and 8th graders just coming over and giggling like idiots, trying to find the funniest parts in the book. And we would take them to school and read them out loud at the lunch table to our gaggle of friends. So that is such an early memory of us just laughing our butts off at the descriptive words. So I am really looking forward to getting back to the roots of my romantic past and diving into some of these books. And how about you, my dear?
Same. I started reading romance novels middle school-ish, maybe a little bit younger, maybe 5th, 6th grade. Mm-hmm. I think I got bored with Lord of the Rings. Wasn't quite the Hobbit romance that I was hoping for.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Dune was my series.
Oh, yes.
there's some weird stuff in there, but not quite romance in the way we think of it.
Right. So, and my mom had a lot of them around the house. So I just started picking them up after she would read them, or while they were in queue for her to read, and then I would start reading them, and I read them through high school. Not so much in college. I think we had a lot of assigned reading in college I didn't have time for frivolous romance novels. And then I did read a couple in my young adulthood post-college, but then, life happens and you kind of steer away from it. So I, too, am excited to get back into them and enjoy them because I think about them. And there's some books that stand out for me that I'm excited to maybe revisit, and I'm also excited to explore new genres because so much has changed in our world and culture since we were in middle school and high school.
Yeah, just the kinds of romance that are out there.
I mean, we recently found out there's romance with inanimate... I can't talk. We recently found out there are romance novels centered around inanimate objects, which just floored me.
Floored you, but I also, when you showed me some of I thought that was just brilliant. Because I love the creativity and just the fact that I felt like somebody was probably dared to write some of those. Like, bet you can't write this. Watch me. Like, I love it.
So on our first upcoming episode, we have each reviewed or will be reviewing a book. Tell me about your book. What are you going to read first?
Yeah, so I am reading Beauty Contest Nurse. And let me just quickly describe the cover here. It is delightfully early 1970s. My nurse has got that cute little nurse cap on the back of her head and just this, it's like a late 1960s hairdo, to be honest. And then there's a swimsuit model in the back holding her flowers and a tall redheaded doctor. And it's just this montage. It's lovely. I picked this book because she is a former VA nurse, and as you know, I worked for the VA for quite a while. Administrative, but still, I was at the VA. So she's a VA nurse, and it also involves a newspaper reporter. And quick fun fact, Nicole and I met in college going to school for journalism. So like the whole newspaper thing really drew me in. So VA nurse, yeah, it's a read, you guys. It is.
When you told me the title of your first book, I was so excited. I am so excited. I can't wait to hear about it. I think we're going to get some really interesting, juicy bits. I'm hoping for juicy bits. I'm hoping for breasts. I'm hoping for...
There will be breasts.
Okay, great.
I promise, yeah.
My first book is The Vikings Chosen. I have long loved my Norwegian, Scandinavian ancestry. So I just kind of saw that, and it was a free read, and I was like, we're going to do it. We're going to use this as our first book. So I'm excited to dive into that one, and I'm seeing some parallels in an online gaming thing that I do, and we'll talk about that in the first episode that we do. What else can people look forward to in our first episode?
Oh, my goodness. So... brainstorming during this whole process, there have been some fun ideas bouncing back and forth. And I will say, as I turn away from the microphone here so I can look at my notes, romantic reminders, Nicole.
Yes, romantic reminders.
So I feel like each one of these books has little tidbits of information in it that we can use as modern women, really to like rekindle the romance in our lives, or just a little hint, or, something that either gets us in the mood or makes us a better candidate for romance.
Ooh, a better candidate.
Better candidate. I mean, I feel, again, Beauty Contest Nurse.
Yes.
So there's a contest for love.
I have so many questions about this.
I'm just saying there are things out there that will make you a better contestant in the game of love.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, romantic reminders.
I think we're super excited to having teased our first episode and dive into this project. And we want to thank everybody out there for checking us out. And we hope you'll join us each episode for more scandalous fun. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and review so you don't miss our future podcasts.
We'll see ya.